Hey everyone, welcome to the last section of this course. In the previous section, we finished our app communicating with the server and casting the received information into Swift objects. Now it's time to deploy our app to the App Store. First, we'll learn about code signings. Then we'll learn the steps we have to do on iTunes Connect. Finally, we'll have a practical case of submitting the app to the App Store. Now we move on to the first video of this section that deals with certificates and provisioning profile. This is a mandatory step which Apple requires for security reasons. In this video, we're going to take a look at the code signing, a step which is mandatory for uploading an app to the App Store. We'll show how to use our Apple developer account for that and receive the needed certificates. When we're installing an app on the simulator, it doesn't require much security, as it's supposed to be something just for development, debugging, and testing. However, when we need to install on a real device, security changes. We just need to sign our app whenever we want to install on a device, submitting for beta testing and submitting to App Store. What do we have to do for code signing our app? Basically, we need a developer or a distribution certificate for signing our app. When the app is in development status and we want to deploy it on devices that are going to test the app, we need a collection of digital entities that uniquely ties developers and devices to an authorized iPhone development team. These are the provisioning profiles. Don't forget that this process can be done if you're enrolled in the iOS developer program. What's the easiest way of dealing with these certificates? Since iOS 8, it's now possible to create them automatically. Just select your target, go to the General tab, click on the checkbox Automatically Manage Signing, and select your team. If for whatever reason there's no team assigned, we can log into your account by clicking on Add Account, where the automatic signing is located. Or we can add a new Apple ID by going to the menu Xcode, then clicking on Preferences. Finally, going to the Accounts tab. Once we've logged in, we can download our certificates, remove, or even create them by selecting our team and clicking on View Details. There are cases, for example, when we're working on a different machine that we have to come here for downloading the certificates again. If for whatever reason we're compiling and Xcode is complaining about wrong certificates for debugging a release, we could change them by going to Build Settings. Then we have to select the option All for displaying all options, not only the basic ones. After that, we could search for signing and changing the corresponding certificate. If we need to revoke, create new certificates, check which ones are available with its full configuration and expiration dates, we could do that by going to Apple Developer Center portal, which is developer.apple.com. Select the option Certificates, Identifier, and Profiles. Here, we have the full control panel for that. Remember that certificates and provisioning profiles are different for development than production. Finally, it's good to know that internally speaking, Xcode calls a command line called CodeSign. This command line is important when we have to use a continuous integration system, or when we need to retrieve more information of the current app status. In this video, we've learned how to sign our app and what to do in case of failing. Remember that this is a mandatory step for submitting our app to the App Store.